All right, sir. Still back with part two of the Dillitaunt escapade. I'm gonna be stepping into explaining to y'all why we chose the long route, the hard route of repurposing functional workwear, and then on top of that, embroidering it and not, silk screening it. So many people ask, why we chose that route. And people on all levels, customers, people who we respect who've been in the business a long time, because they understand that profit margin is really, really hard to stay on top of if that's the route that you're going. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at a niche market at best when that's your road. And we wanted to do that on purpose because that ensured that the clothes was going to be timeless. These garments was going to be timeless. It's hard work, man, for real.
Only two things can get you through this, man. That's patience and persistence.
Not easy, bro.
Jay said it, not me, man. But it's real hard work, and I mean, we didn't want no shortcuts, and we didn't want our clothes to basically have an expiration date on them. We didn't want to follow trends. We didn't want to make pieces that if you put it in the washing machine or if you take it to the dry cleaners a few times, you now in a situation where you can't wear it or you can't wear it with the same confidence. So we went the complete opposite route. We, specialize in making pieces that last forever. We big on uniform over here. We big on workwear, just from a style perspective. And that's exactly why we chose what we chose. And for me, the price doesn't necessarily matter. It was never the goal to make a cheap, affordable clothing line. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody do. That's what's on the market the most. That's what you see the most. That's what's normal. This wasn't a cash grab. It wasn't a money grab. This was for longevity.
Work till the boot is work. We
You know
gonna
what I'm
holler at you.
saying? You gotta work. Work. Our influences, I definitely want to speak on that a whole lot more and give our influences and our influencers their proper flowers. People like Heron Preston, the Hundreds, Extra Large, which was the predecessor to who y'all know as Bape, Nego and Pharrell, Joey Fats and the Cutthroat guys over there, Jeff Staple and what he did with Staple, Sean Witherspoon, Dapper Dan, even things like movies and certain cultural influences that wasn't necessarily artists, I would say. People like AZ Faison, you know what I'm saying? That's one of those big names that usually he don't get the flowers that he deserve with being a trendsetter. People, respect Rich Porter in that way and maybe even Alpo in that way, but AZ Faison don't get that same credit. And that's the guy, the author of Trapped, that was later turned into the movie that y'all know as Paid in Full. Those guys did a lot that's still prevalent in the culture today. And those are some of our biggest influences and influencers. So another one is, how long did we study the business? We studied the business for 7 years and counting. And with acquiring the knowledge that we did in that time frame, we understood that it was so much more to know. So up until this day, I still consider myself to be a dilettante to the business and the culture, because of the information I acquired from people like Jeff Staples and the Hype conglomerate, what they did with the Hype Beast show, what they did with Barney's and those different interviews, Jerry Lorenzo, all of the stuff that they was able to teach me and teach us without us actually crossing paths with them in person meant a lot and is a lot. So now that we are in a space where people as big as the American conglomerate respecting what we do and, giving us the head nod to keep going and to stay true to what Dillitaunt is, I can't do nothing but respect that and cherish that, knowing that we could have went the cheap route and we could have did a whole lot less for a whole lot more, but that wouldn't have gave us what we wanted in the end. And the whole point of Dillitaunt is longevity. That's why, again, we stand by embroidery, we stand by our prices, we stand by our integrity. And we make some of the best pieces, man. We make some of the best pieces as a whole. And it's respected from the people who everybody count as the top. And with this podcast and with these vlogs, we're going to take y'all on that journey. All the way through that journey, we go give y'all the backside and the foresight for everything that we're going to do, everything we have did, and how we got to where we are now. Past that, like I said, I'm an owner-operator when it comes to trucking. So the next vlogs that you get from me is going to include that. It's going to be all about trucking and showing you how we furthering our Dillitaunt thoughts and our Dillitaunt execution by going into trucking and using that money to get to where we want to go.
Work, work, work.